Now, good times turned very bad for these beachgoers on the Comoros Islands when sunbathing turned into life-saving. An international drama ended just 100 yards from the sand as a hijacked plane ran out of fuel and crash-landed just a few hundred yards offshore. Within minutes, a group of vacationing doctors helped pull the injured passengers to the shore. The lives of 48 people were saved due to the heroic efforts of these vacationers.
1996, the hijacking of an Ethiopian Airlines 767 became the worst in history when it crashed into the sea off the Comoros Islands in the Indian Ocean. 127 people died. The pilot, Captain Leol Abate, was no stranger to hijacks. This was the third time an aircraft under his command had been threatened.
I told them I would do anything they like. I was ready to cooperate with them. I told them I will do anything they like. They said, fly us to Australia. I said, okay, I'll fly to Australia, but we have to discuss some points. They said, no discussion, could make any changes. And I showed them, there is an island here, it's way out of Africa, so this is your last chance to refuel. They said, no, we don't need any fueling. We'll go as far as the aircraft flies, then we crash. I said, if you don't want to reach your aim, and if you want to die in the air, why do we have to kill all those innocent people?
What do they say?
They said, never mind, we're making history.
The plane ditched. The force of the impact killed most of the passengers.
The plane sort of hit the water, and it was very gentle, and I sort of breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, wow, this is going to be better than I thought. About 10 seconds later, it was like a 15-mile-an-hour accident and a 30-mile-an-hour accident. Then it was like a 60-mile-an-hour accident, and my last thought was, uh-oh, I'm dead. Very quietly, uh-oh, I'm dead. The next thing I knew, I woke up and I said, I'm alive, literally talking to myself. I'm alive. That was probably the most bizarre feelings I've ever had in my life. That 1 second after I sort of woke up in the water, or the next few seconds, you survived a major plane crash. You're incredibly lucky.
Captain Abate had managed to guide the aircraft to within 200 feet of a beach resort.
I think I went through the front windshield. And anyway, I just went out of the cockpit. It was a miracle.
I was floating in the water, bobbing, just like a chipmunk in a lawn chair like this. I had no idea how I'd gotten there. I'm out there alone in the sea. There's some trash, coffee mate on the water. I'm bleeding badly in my hand and my foot. Almost instantly, I looked for my wife, and she had been sitting on my right, and she was gone. My heart sank. And then I looked quickly to my left, and she was there, also bobbing in the water, also with her seat. It's the same thing as mine exactly. And she had never blacked out. I said, are you okay? And she said, I'm okay.
Thanks to Captain Abate's piloting skills, lives were saved. But of the 176 on board, 127 people lost their lives.
Everybody wants to focus on the survivors. It makes you feel good. But the reality is that most of the people died and they never had a chance.
All three hijackers were among the dead.
The hijackers were never on my mind after the plane hit the water. Frankly, I figured that the one that I knew was near us, that I had bad vibe, was not going to make it because he was standing up without his seatbelt on. They got what they deserved. I can't think of a better way to say it. They killed 127 people.
Captain Abate later received one of the highest awards that can be given to civil pilots for bravery and exceptional piloting skills.
Scattered over about 500 yards, the wreckage lies in shallow water just off the beach. The Boeing 767 plunged into the reef at about 180 miles per hour, breaking up and sending passengers hurtling into the bay. Witnesses on the beach say the aircraft flipped after hitting the water, ending the 3-hour hijack nightmare that began just minutes out of Addis Ababa. Rescue workers spent Sunday locating and retrieving 72 bodies from the wreckage and surrounding waters. Another 48 people are listed as missing. But for some anxious friends and family waiting in Nairobi and elsewhere, there was hope. There were survivors. 55 passengers escaped the wreck, some barely injured. They told how 3 men had hijacked the aircraft, ordering the pilot to fly to Australia. But with fuel low, a ditching was inevitable.
The lead hostess was up front, and I told her that she should prepare them more for the ditching, and that they would have to be in brace positions by impact, and that we most probably wouldn't be able to make any announcements before impact.
Frank Hubble was one of those who prepared for the worst, but the pilot warned the passengers.
Then the second time it was quite clear that he was real, and I don't know whether he just ran out of fuel or what. He was quite close to the airport.
Other survivors say the plane hit the water 4 times. The last time was like an earthquake, the impact splitting the Boeing in 3. It's unclear what the hijackers, apparently armed with explosives and an axe, wanted, but 2 will have the chance to explain themselves. They also survived the crash.